Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I want to play with a bunch of tools on Arena. By bunch of tools, I mean artifacts. Using Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge, as our commander. Tezzeret is an expensive commander. He costs 6, 4 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, and creature and planeswalker spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. His 3 abilities are he has a +2 where he deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of artifacts you control, and you gain that much life. His -3 returns any artifact card from the graveyard to your hand, and his -8 exiles the top 10 cards of your library, and you can put all the artifacts from among them onto the battlefield. So Tezzeret is actually very strong once you get him out. His best ability is actually his +2. You want to burn your opponent out by having out multiple artifacts, because if Tezzeret's on the battlefield, then you gain that much life. So if you have 10 artifacts on the battlefield, and that's very easy to do with this deck, then you're going to hit your opponent for 10 and you're going to gain 10 life. So around this Planeswalker commander, we do have a very artifact / control Dimir shell. We have a lot of ramp artifacts like Chrome Mox, Cold Steel Heart, Mind Stone, Worn Power Stone, Replicating Ring, File, Hedron Archive, etc. We need a lot of ramp because our commander costs so much. And then we also have some really powerful artifacts like the One Ring or Metalwork Colossus, which is just a beast in this deck, and you can get out fairly cheaply if you have enough artifacts, as well as Chameel, which makes all of our spells uncounterable, and the new Ugin, Eye of the Storms, who has won me multiple games all by himself. The Dimir part of this deck has a lot of counter spells like Strix Serenade, Spell Pierce, Mana Drain. A card that I typically don't put in decks, but I will in this one because it's an artifact deck, Disruption Protocol. It's a counter spell that is cheaper because if you tap artifacts, as well as a lot of removal spells, Bitter Triumph, Go for the Throat. And then we have some of our usual suspects to gain value. Black Market Connections draws cards, Narset draws cards, Sorin draws cards, creates creatures, etc. So let us take this bunch of artifacts and Dimir spells into the queue and see if Tezzeret can truly reign supreme over tools. Let's go. Okay, our very first game is against Gem Lightfoot Sky Explorer. Our opponent gets to go first. His hand does have a Pact of Negation, which can protect Tezzeret. I'm going to mulligan, though, for a slightly different hand. This hand is also kind of slow, but I'm going to keep it and try it. Put down the Mistrise Village. I'm hoping our opponent will cast something. Okay, he casts an Arcane Signet. We're going to put down a Palantir, hopefully. Opponent is probably going to counterspell this, I assume. We are gifted a card. You haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn. Draw a card. Interesting. Let's put down a Hedron Archive. Pass the turn. Our opponent has a lot of lands, and he also has... He's drawing multiple cards a turn, so that's not good. Going to put down a land. Put down Narset. I don't know why it tapped all of our blue mana. That really was bad. Tap this for a blue. To look for a land. And while the mana is floating, I'm going to kill his commander. And then we're going to counterspell the rewind as well. Narset should also help us with...
No, I have just the trick for this.
I'm gonna go with Sauron's Ransom here. Narset should also help us since the fact that he won't be able to draw multiple cards as long as Narset's on the battlefield. Gonna bring out Gem again. Narset will stop that from attacking. Or drawing a card. Let's see if we can find something to deal with Gem.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
We'll take the Toxic Deluge. Let's do Toxic Deluge for 3. Hopefully we can pull this off. I'm going to cast the Solemn Simulacrum to get some more ramp. Let's go for a swamp. Let's cast a Vial of Galadriel. And then let's go for a Replicating Ring. He wants to counter this, that's perfectly fine. We're going to swing in. I'm going to counterspell Felia, hopefully. How many cards does our opponent have in his hand? He has 4. A very strong possibility of another counterspell. Let's try to reanimate Felia first. See if we can get Felia onto the battlefield. That actually worked. I'm going to swing in with the Solemn Simulacrum. Going to first try to cast Sauron's Ransom. See if we can draw some more cards. Our opponent is going to cast Teferi's Protection right now. That won't protect him from our card draw, though. I don't know if he thought that would help him in some way. We're going to choose the 3 cards here. We'll put Thelia as our ring bearer. And then I'm going to cast Pact of Negation on Malcolm. We will have to pay the cost on our turn, though. Opponent is going for his commander again. And he's going to return Thelia to his hand. Do we want to draw some cards right now? Ah, this is tricky. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to let him do that. We'll pay the cost for the Pact of Negation. We are able to summon Tezzeret. We're going to hit him. Gain some life. Hopefully we can do some serious damage here. He will finally be able to kill Narset, who's really put in her work this game. Going to summon Sorin onto the battlefield, hopefully. Going to reprieve that back to our hand. Let's try it again. He's going to counter a spell. The only artifact we could really bring back would be the Palantir. Let's draw some more cards here. Do we think he has another counterspell? I'm gonna try it. Let's go for Ugin. Exile his commander. If he has another counterspell, we're in trouble, but he may not. We're going to use Ugin. Unfortunately, there's nothing really else on the battlefield to exile right now. So I'm going to draw a card and gain some life. We're going to bring out Urza's Battlecopter. We have nothing to really cast here, but that's okay. We're going to do 4 damage to our opponent. We're going to hold off because he could summon Thelia. I need some blockers here on the battlefield. Opponent's frantically searching for a solution in this game. Gonna exile the Arcane Signet. We're gonna block. opponent is going to get to draw another card. Or maybe we could just choose not to draw a card right now. I'm going to decline. He's only got 2 cards left in his hand. Let's put down a land. I'm going to cast the Worn Power Stone. Let's exile the Fairy Mastermind. Pump up our Battlecopter. Going to draw another card. He's going to counter the Worn Power Stone. We still get to exile. Going to draw another card. Let's get out the Metalwork Colossus. I'm just trying to get out as many artifacts as possible to pump up Urza's Liberator. Let's swing in for 3. And then let's have Tezzeret hit him again. For 5, he's down to 3. What a game. This has been intense. And our opponent scoops! Dimir victorious over Azorius. That was a really good game. Lots of back and forth. Kudos to our opponent for being a really good opponent, but this kind of showed off the power of Tezzeret in this game. So really good game. Had a lot of fun. You get to go first against Civulon. So probably a Merfolk deck. More than likely. This hand is kind of light on lands, very heavy on the top end. I'm going to mulligan this. Hopefully we can get something a little bit better. Okay, this is a little bit better, so I'll keep this. Civulon is a 3/4. I'm going to put down land and cast Cold Steel Heart. We'll say blue. 3/4. It has indestructible as long as you have 2 other merfolk, and other merfolk you control have word 1. Put down a land, pass the turn. He gets a Merfolk, that's going to be a 2/2. I don't consider that worth countering, to be honest with you. We do have a lot of counter spells in this deck, but you have to be careful with counter spells. Not to just use them to counter everything, unless you're just a mono blue deck. Going to disallow this so he doesn't get too many merfolk on the battlefield right now. And I'm also going to counter the Voldalian Mage. That's a very dangerous merfolk because he can cast spells with it. Counter spells with it, I mean. We could get out Tezzeret, but instead I'm going to get out an Arcane Signet. We are getting beat up pretty badly here. So I do need something pretty soon. Gonna try to cast his commander. I'm gonna counter that. Hopefully. We're gonna get hit for a lot. Bring out a strict serenade and see if we can draw another land, hopefully. No, not another land, but this is pretty good, actually. Sauron's Ransom. Hopefully we can get some more cards. What I really want here would be like a Languish. Would be good. Toxic Deluge, those types of cards. But we'll see what we get. Opponent gives us three cards are one. We go for the one. Opponent is going to make a surgical metamorph. He's going to swing in with both creatures. I'm going to block the bird because I can't block the sneak. But we are down. We are down to a lot of damage here. Let's summon Tezzeret, hopefully. And I'm going to... Let's see. We could gain 2 life back. Or we could get a Baleful Strix. I'm going to use Tezzeret's ability to gain a little bit of life. The sneaks are really hard to block. Let's see what happens here. He could summon his commander and attack. Gonna create another token. Okay. Pump up his army. What we really need here is a Languish. If I were him, I would just attack my face, quite honestly. Any type of board wipe and we'll be in really good shape. But whether or not that actually happens, we'll see. Opponent's trying to figure out his attack. He's gonna... Are you okay? No blocks. Tezzeret's at 1 loyalty, but he's still alive, so... Let's get out a Metalwork Colossus and draw another card because of the Archmage. Hi, this is tough. This is really tough. Okay, I'm going to bring out Sai. Then we're going to cast the Chrome Mox, even though we're not going to be able to use it. This is to draw another card. We're going to get out Urza's Liberator as well. This is so hard. We can sacrifice 2 artifacts to draw another card. First, I'm going to use Urza's ability to gain some more life back. But I am going to use Sai's ability here to see if we can draw something that will save us. I am going to cast Dark Ritual to get out a Staff of Completion, which will draw us another card. Brutal. If we had more time, I would think we'd be in decent shape, but this is a very tough battle. Opponent's going to draw a card and discard. If we can survive this turn with Tezzeret, I think we can win. But that's going to be dependent on a lot of factors here. So let's see. Thassa's Oracle. Gonna pump up his River Sneaks. I don't think he can kill us this turn. We could keep Tezzeret alive with this current attack. Yeah. Now our opponent's thinking again. Okay. It's going to hit us for 9 damage. So much. We're going to get out Tamio's logbook. Let's see if he has any any counter spells here. I'm going to use Tamio's logbook to draw a card. See if we can draw something good. Narset. Let's bring out Narset. See if we can draw something with Narset.
I have just the trick for this.
Ashiok. Man. I think we have him here, though. So he has a Tide Binder to stop Tezzeret's ability. Wow. Okay. We're still in trouble here. All those board wipes, and we haven't drawn one of them. That's crazy. If he gets to live to his turn, we're dead. So let's use the Staff of Completion to draw a card. That did not help us whatsoever. Let's swing in with both of these first. Then we use Size ability to... Let's get rid of these two artifacts. We just don't have the ability to overcome the unblockable merfolk. There's too many of them on the battlefield that he can pump up. So unfortunately, we are going to lose this game. So we'll say, good game. That Tidebinder, his last card, literally saved him. So good game. Merfolk are triumphant. The opponent is Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. This hand is a little slow, but it does have a mana drain in it. I'm hoping he'll cast something like a 3 mana or 4 mana spell that we can counter, get the mana, and set us up for future turns, but we'll see. I'm going to hold off on putting down the Chrome Mox. There's really no need for it right now. I am going to now put down the Chrome Mox. And let's get out an Arcane Signet. Going to counter an Arcane Signet? Okay. I'm hoping our opponent casts something here. We're going to mana drain his Relic, which gets us a ton of mana, which is great. Let's use Sorin to draw a card.
Out of my way. I have a win.
We'll take that card, and now we're going to use the remaining mana to draw some more cards.
A fair trade.
Let's discard the Reanimate and the Toxic Deluge. It's going to get rid of Sorin, unfortunately. I'm going to try to bring out Tezzeret. Jeez. Okay, fair play. He'll get enough mana to be able to cast... Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see what he does. 2 cards from our hand. Yep. We're going to... We might as well discard the other card because he's going to take it with the Elspeth's Nightmare on his turn.
This is not over.
Get out a file of Galadriel, which actually will help us on our next turn. Because we will get to draw 2 cards, because we don't have any cards in our hand. He has the Scarab God, that's scary. Let's get out Ugin. And let's put up a... Let's just destroy the Scarab God. He will be able to bring him back on his turn, but that at least buys us some time. Plus, I mean, if he's using all of his mana to get out the Scarab God again, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's make a blocker here.
Secrets manifest before you.
Let's make a Chameel. It's a legendary artifact. I'm going to bring this Phyrexian Metamorph out as a Scarab God. And we're going to summon a Baleful Strix, which is going to draw us another 2 cards. You want to attack? Going to get rid of the Metamorph with House Meld. And he's also going to get rid of the Baleful Strix. Perfectly fine. Gonna make it a Chameel. We're going to block the Scarab God. We'll get the ring into our hand. He would have gotten a wash away. Let's see here. First, let's get out Tezzeret. Let's make a blocker here.
Truth lies beyond vision.
We're going to draw 2 cards.
My next breakthrough is close.
We'll drop the Worn Power Stone. Put down a Swamp. Put down the One Ring. We're gonna... Yeah, we've got too much defense on our side, too many artifacts. We have a counterspell for a Planeswalker in our hand, Strix Serenade. We can also draw more cards with Tezzeret's Gambit. And we also have protection next turn from any damage, so we've just got too much value. On his side, he doesn't even have enough mana to cast his commander yet again, so it's going to be a while before he gets that out, and we can mitigate the Scarab God. So that was a really good game against a very tough commander. Good game. Thank you, my friends, so much for watching my video featuring Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. Tezzeret is a really fun commander to play. I would put him at probably a mid-C tier as far as power level goes. The biggest challenge you're going to have with a Tezzeret deck is it's slow. It's a slow deck. you're trying to ramp out as much as you can because your commander costs so much to get onto the battlefield. And it's just going to take some time. And if you're fighting a Ragavan deck or another very fast, aggressive deck, sometimes you can lose those types of games before you can make a significant impact. That's why I put a lot of removal spells in this deck, like Toxic Deluge, Languish, all those types of cards to kind of clear the battlefield until you can actually get out your commander. He is a lot of fun to play, and I really did have some spectacular wins with this card. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment below talking about Tezzeret or Magic the Gathering or the new Final Fantasy set, or what your favorite flavor of coffee is. I don't really care, as long as I get to interact with you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.